Welcome back to Crashing Out with Kenny and Jay. Part 2.
Welcome back.
How you doing tonight? You chilling?
I'm proper. I'm chilling.
Very nice. Today, we're talking about movies. What's your favorite movie, Charles?
I gotta say, I have a couple in mind. I really like the Batman, which we talked about in the previous episode.
Yep,
Check
yep,
that
yep.
out.
You got the new Batman, right?
Yep, the new one with Robert Pattinson.
Yep.
Amazing movie. I already talked about that.
Is that on Netflix by any chance?
I'm not sure. It might be on Crave, but I'm not sure
Okay,
if it's on
okay.
Netflix. Actually, might be the opposite. Might be on Netflix and not Crave. I really like this other movie called Prisoners. Have you heard of it?
Prisoners. I have not.
Okay, it's starring Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal. The whole premise of the movie is um, Hugh Jackman and his neighbor get their daughters kidnapped. Their daughters just disappeared, and I think the number one suspect, who's played by the same guy that plays the Riddler in the Batman.
Jim Carrey.
Not Jim Carrey. That's crazy. But close.
The other Riddler.
Close. Yeah. I think his name is Paul Dano.
Okay.
But the number one suspect, they don't have any evidence on him of actually doing it. Like, it's just
What
like,
do you mean? Like in
I think
the
I think
Prisoners?
I think in the movie, they like the kids were screwing with an RV. They like went for a walk with the older kids. They were like screwing with some RV, that like someone was inside, and then
They got pinned for it. And like some.
no, they just like went away. And then later when they found the RV and like cops came to like investigate the RV, he like drove away, like tried to escape. So it was just like, oh, he's the number one suspect. This is like
But it was the kids?
the kids that are screwing with the RV, but like so the timeline is, uh, they screwed with the RV, then they go missing.
Oh, he ran away because he thought it was the kids.
No, he just ran away
Or
because
the
it's like,
kids,
oh,
the
cops.
kids went missing.
Okay, so they screw with the kids go on a walk. They screw with the RV. They come back home. I don't remember what happens with the parents, and the older kids,
Mm-hmm.
but they aren't with the younger kids. Younger kids disappear.
The young kids were screwing with the cars.
Earlier, they're
Yeah.
screwing with the RV.
Yeah.
They obviously inform the cops. They start to search. They say like, oh yeah, we were screwing with an RV, and some guy was inside. Like maybe it was that. They find the RV, and the guy that was inside, Paul Dano, as soon as like the cops come,
He just instinctively runs away. No, you
he
can
no,
do
he
it.
like drives away, like he
Yeah,
tries to
right,
escape.
drives away, yeah.
And uh, they found it. Long story short, like this guy's like he doesn't have like I think they said he has the intelligence of like a 10-year-old. And he's like late 20s.
He's like a number one suspect because he drove away.
Yeah, it's not like he had the children's clothing in his
Yeah.
car, or but
It just looked like he was trying to run.
yeah, but Hugh Jackman doesn't like that. He doesn't agree with that at all.
He's a lawyer or what?
I don't remember what he is, but he's a religious man. That's the important part. Like very religious.
Okay.
And Jake Gyllenhaal lets him go, and is like, we have to search somewhere else. And Hugh Jackman doesn't like that. So he kidnaps the man that was driving the RV, and it basically starts torturing him for information of where his kids are. And the whole movie, it's like Hugh Jackman is getting closer to finding the truth of where his kids are in like a super like demented way. Like you're seeing a good man, God-loving man.
Bring back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he starts drinking after he was like
His kids were missing.
yes. I think he like starts drinking after being sober for like 20 years or something. Like he just becomes a terrible person in terms of where he was.
Yeah.
And Jake Gyllenhaal's character Loki, is like trying to figure it out legally, and he's like kind of a bad guy, like a shitty guy.
He's trying to win.
Yeah.
Sleazy lawyer.
No, he's a cop.
Oh, sleazy cop.
Yeah, like a detective.
Okay.
I think he's the lead detective.
He's just trying to win.
He's like a terrible guy that's like basically he's not trying to redeem himself, but like he's trying like way harder than he ever has type thing
I see.
on this case. Like he's really like he's
Okay,
redeeming
okay.
his character.
I see.
Um, and they're doing it at the same time, and it's a really good movie. That there's a bunch of twists. It's super confusing. Um, there's there's the ending. It's left up to interpretation. What how it ends.
I
It's
like that. Yep.
yeah, it's
Those
really
are always
nice.
good. What about the other one? You said you had three.
Um, I have to say I don't know if you know this movie either, but it's called Book of Life. It's I think it came out in 2015,
Book of
2014.
Life.
It's an animated movie. Um,
That with the tree kid?
no, Tree Kid.
Yes, I'm like plant kid. What was that?
Guardians of the Galaxy?
No, 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 no. There was like a kid who was a
Oh, nope.
no, like he was actually like came from plants and stuff.
I don't know what you're talking
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
about. But Book of Life. I think the story of it is like basically like what's the Mexican holiday where it's like Day of the Dead? I know that's the
Yeah,
holiday, but it's like Day of the Dead. It's like the Lord of the Land of the Living and like the Lord of the Land of the Dead. I don't remember the proper terms. Make a deal, and they're like, these two guys are in love with these two like boys, like kids, are in love with the same girl. Uh, the first one,
what's this movie called?
Book of Life.
Book of Life. Yeah,
Um,
okay.
uh, they were like the first one that like marries her wins and
Oh wait, is this a Pixar movie?
not Pixar, maybe Pixar,
Or
not
whatever. I think I do know what you're talking about. Yeah.
but they were like they were like the winner. I don't remember what the person on the land of the living got, but the person on the land of the dead got to swap. So they are now like the leader of the living world type shit.
Okay.
Um, and
He's not a good guy.
no, he's terrible. He's like I think the land of the living person is like this quote unquote like super attractive, nice like woman, and the person in the land of the dead is like a disgruntled old man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the whole story is really nice. One of the guys, his father was like a general, and he wants to be like his dad. Like he wants to be like the hero of the town. Um, and so he's constantly trying to just be that guy. Uh, and the other guy, he wants to be a musician, but his whole family is has a history of bullfighting. And is that what it's called? Where you
Yeah, with the red cape.
yeah, except traditionally you kill the bull. He doesn't agree with that. He was like, that's wrong to kill the animal.
I see.
Um, and the whole time, like the guy starts cheating. The guy in the land of the dead, he starts cheating. Like he gives the general guy, like he gives him this like invincibility medal, so he can never be hurt. Um, at one point, he like kills one of the main characters.
Okay.
No, it's a really good movie. It's like
It's interesting. Yeah.
it's it's like beautiful. Like it's nice looking. It's aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, I heard it. I didn't it win an award or something
Maybe I wouldn't be
for like
surprised.
aesthetics and animation or something.
I wouldn't be surprised. What are your favorite
I'm,
movies?
I was just thinking of this one. Just came to my mind. It's like probably my favorite comedy. It's called Doctor Strangelove. It takes
Okay.
place in the Cold War.
I actually don't know. I've heard of the movie. I don't know anything about it, but I know it's like I think it's good. Like a lot
Yeah,
of people
it's a
like
Stanley Kubrick movie,
it. Mm.
and it's in the black and white era. It's before color. It's really old, but yeah, it's in the Cold War, and then it's like this one general kind of goes crazy and just wants to start a war on his own,
Okay.
and then there's like the big council of America with the president and all the military stuff, and they all have funny interactions like, oh, what the fuck are we gonna do about this?
like funny,
You
like
know, we gotta call Stalin and
okay,
make like talk to
okay,
Stalin and stuff.
funny just because it can be different. Funny like they're trying to be funny, or funny like what they're doing is funny.
Like
Like, are you finding what they're doing funny, or are they like saying something that's like,
both,
oh, okay, that's pretty fun.
both.
Okay,
I know this one scene comes to mind. They have like the Russian ambassador there, and he has like a secret camera taking pictures, and then one of the military guys sees him, and he starts like pressuring him about it, and they start fighting. President's like, "Hey, there's no fighting in the war room."
okay, okay, yeah, okay.
What are you
That's pretty.
crazy? There's no fighting in the war
Yeah,
room.
no, that's pretty funny. I was just thinking a good way of putting it was like, is it Family Guy humor or is it Simpsons humor?
It's like old school
Like,
humor, but like universal. It's not
okay,
outdated.
okay, because I was gonna say like Family Guy is like, Peter might say something and make a reference to something that's happening in real life, but they don't like direct to it. You know what I
Yeah, it's
mean?
not really there's no really reference jokes, or
Not
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 like
not like that,
pop culture
but I'm
reference
I'm just
jokes.
using that as like an example. Like, are they just sort of saying something that's like, oh, okay, that's pretty fun? Or is it like Simpsons, where like, for example, Homer like might drink a beer and then hit his son on the roof for doing something, and it's like, okay, that's pretty funny because he's beating his son,
I guess.
and you're like seeing that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's kind of both.
Okay.
And there's like the president has like a phone call with Stalin, and Stalin's like drunk at a party. It's like
Okay.
they have to like try and like
Okay.
get him to understand what is even happening.
That's pretty funny. Any other like favorite movies or anything more to talk
uh,
about on Doctor Strangelove?
no, not much. Kind of just have to see it.
Okay, what do you think is the best like trilogy? If you would think of three films, maybe not specifically like for example, if you were to say the first three Despicable Me movies, I don't know if that would count because that's not necessarily a trilogy as much as it is the first three movies. But we can sort of get there when we get there, if we get there. So what do you think is the best trilogy?
I'm conflicted between Star Wars and Lord of the Rings.
Which trilogy? Because there's three.
Well, the original 4, 5, 6 for Star Wars.
Okay.
The only problem is like the sixth movie is kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie.
Why do you say that? I'm not
That's
as
kind of when they started with the Ewok stuff, beating up an entire squadron of stormtroopers. That's kind of dumb. Like
mm,
they did that to
it's
like
not
sell Ewok toys.
okay.
We
They
kind of know
okay. They did it in a dumb way, but that's not necessarily dumb. If you think about it, like if you take in
these
think,
aren't Wookiees. They're little Ewoks,
I know,
little
I know.
bears.
No, that's what I'm saying. They
As a
did,
trained stormtroopers, they're
and
supposed to be
and
good.
wait, they're called Ewoks. I thought. What are the little guys on Tatooine?
Jawas.
Okay, sorry, just for a second I couldn't remember.
Yeah, the scrubbers,
Yeah,
right?
like I'm saying, they did it in a bad way, but like realistically, think about it as if it was like Vietnam. Like America had the technology to level Vietnam, but like the way Vietnam used the terrain, the way that they like
True,
realistically did not prepare for that, like that it's not unrealistic to think that a bunch of
but
quote
for the entire
okay.
protection of the Death Star, you would think they have at least more troops than what they
Oh yeah,
had.
there was rebels there, no?
There was some rules, yeah.
But oh yeah, obviously it's still semi unrealistic, but like at the same time,
Yeah, still, I still think it's a little weaker.
I would say for me, I think the best trilogy. Hmm. First thing that comes to mind is can't think of the director, but Batman Begins, Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Rises.
That's
Christopher Nolan, the
yes,
Nolan
Christopher
trilogy.
Nolan. Yep.
Immediately, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Amazing movies. I personally need to. I made a point of like remembering this. I have to rewatch Batman Begins because I watched it once and I don't remember it, but I've heard a lot of people say that it's a pretty good movie. Um, so I should probably rewatch that. But that's a really like strong trilogy. Um, Immediately the Spider-Man ones come to me. But I'm trying to think of stuff that isn't superhero. Hmm. What? What are?
What are the rings? What do you think of that?
Oh yeah,
Or the
Lord.
Hobbit? You said you like the
Mm.
Hobbit, right?
Well, yeah, Hobbit is really good. I think Desolation of Smaug is such an amazing movie. I think it's the best out of all six, if we're including.
Best out of all six is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I think. What would you say is the just for point of argument?
Maybe
What
I
would
would
you say is
say
is the best one? Not necessarily
honestly, I
better
think
than
all three Lord of the Rings are better than
really,
all three of the Hobbit movies.
really, because I think the second Lord of the Rings movie is the weakest out of all six.
Really? Out of all
Yeah,
six?
out of all
I
six.
think it's the weakest of the first three, but still better than the second three.
No. I can see you making an argument about the last Hobbit movie because even though I liked it, I've heard complaints and it's fair about the movie. Um, but yeah, I would argue it's the weakest out of all of them.
I'd have to rewatch it.
Two, in my opinion, even though it's totally not this, it feels like a filler. Like
Really?
it to me.
You got the whole Gollum thing with
Okay,
the
that's
Bilbo,
super important.
and you got
It's
all the war stuff between Ronan and the humans, the
okay.
other humans.
In my mind, it just feels like two. Like it's
And
in between
killing
one.
Saruman.
Okay, but actually, that's a deleted scene.
It's in the extended cut.
Yeah, it's in the extended cut.
We're talking about the
But
extended cut here.
um, uh, in my mind, I just think it's the movie in between one and three. I like, for example,
That's fair.
I wouldn't say it's better than it, but my favorite movie in the Lord of the Rings trilogy is the first one.
Three is like an extension of two,
No, it's better to, not an extension, better to.
but
It,
there's definitely a separation between one and then two and three, right? Think about
oh,
it.
wait,
Like those stories are intertwined.
wait,
The first one's still
wait,
intertwined, but it's kind of like a
wait.
separate
What
thing.
movie is Helm's Deep?
That's two.
That's
Helm's Deep is two,
two?
yeah.
How does one end?
One ends with Gandalf dying. Dying.
Oh, yeah, but
Helm's Two ends with Helm's Deep.
too much. Wait, doesn't it end with Helm's Deep and the destruction of Solomon's
Yeah.
Temple?
Well,
The two times.
exactly. The two towers.
Okay, maybe. Okay, I would say definitely the last Hobbit movie is weaker than it, but right
The
after.
first Hobbit movie was really good.
So good.
The first Hobbit movie was really good.
Like I said, I'm blazing the second movie.
But you like the second movie better?
I think
I don't know if I could say that.
Benedict Cumberbatch is not Shroud. Smaug, the dragon was amazing. The whole
True.
the entire sequence of scenes where it's Bilbo and the dragon, and he's like going through the gold, and he has the ring on, and he's like is he talking to him in the scene, or is he just sort of talking to Bilbo because he smells him? Like I can't remember if until like he gets caught. I can't remember if he ever actually like talks to him while he's like hiding around. You know what I mean?
It does, doesn't it?
I can't. I know. Excuse me. I know he talks to him, but I can't remember if it's before or after he gets caught. You know what I mean by caught?
No.
I think at one point he like takes the ring off, and Smaug finds because that's how he learns all the
Oh.
dwarves are there and shit. I'm
Well, that was before. He got the ring from Gollum.
talking about Smaug
Oh, it's after then. Yeah, he talks to Smaug after.
after he gets caught.
Yeah.
Like Smaug catches him, like sees him, and then he starts talking
I
to him.
believe so.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was before or after, because I know he smells him like immediately.
Yeah.
But I can't remember if Bilbo was talking to him before or after, like later
Maybe
on.
Smaug was like taunting him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Smaug is talking to him. He's like, "Oh, I haven't smelled this in a while. Like, I don't know this smell."
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
He's like, "I only know the smell of dwarf," and it's like weird, similar, or whatever. um, but okay, wait. If you were to rank the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies, what would you what would you say from bottom to top?
I like Fellowship the best.
Bottom to top. Bottom to top.
Bottom to top. I don't remember the Hobbit movies enough to be honest to rank them.
Don't do.
Probably Hobbit 3, Hobbit 2, Hobbit 1, Twin Towers, Return of the King, Fellowship.
Okay, interesting. respectfully, just because you haven't seen them as much, so I understand why they're there. I very much am upset that it's literally like Hobbit and then Lord of the Rings. It's like, yeah.
Maybe Hobbit 1 and Lord of the Rings 2 are interchangeable.
For
Maybe.
me, okay, wait. No, this isn't favorite. Actually, no. I did ask you to rank them. Do you want me to rank them in favorite or best?
Favorite.
Okay, favorite. Six.
6 is what?
Six Twin Towers. Not Twin Towers. Two Towers. Two Towers. Two Towers.
2 Towers.
Whew. Shout out my favorite day. Um, uh,
It is oddly similar. Although the 2 Towers came out first in the books way before.
think. Wait, I think I have to go top to bottom. I can't go bottom
No,
to
you
top.
gotta. I did bottom to top. You gotta
True.
run.
True. Okay. Two Towers. First Hobbit movie. Third Hobbit movie.
2 Towers at the bottom. Interesting.
Two Towers and the first two Hobbit movies. No.
That's what you
Wow.
said. Twin Towers 3
Wait,
and then 1.
wait. I'm about to shock you. This is all of them, ranking all of them. Twin Towers. Return of the King. No. Hobbit 3, then Return of the King. Then first Hobbit movie. Then first Lord of the Rings movie. My favorite, obviously, I've talked about Destination
Crazy.
Finale.
Crazy.
This is terms of favorite. Like I asked,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
if it's best, obviously,
And
definitely.
Return of the Kings can be a drag. I'm not. I do have a gripe with Return of the Kings. Fucking ghosts, so stupid.
No, I don't think they're stupid at all. I think it's cool. But the one thing
They just came in for one
the
battle.
one thing that
and
I
left.
didn't like, I still don't understand it to this day. How is Aragorn king? Like,
Because he's the son.
like, why? I'm saying like, not literally. How is he the king? Like, they throw that in the last movie, like halfway through. You know what I mean? Like, if they somehow, I don't know how, and obviously they have to
Well,
change
they
it.
kind of did. Because,
And
like, oh, why do you know the elves so well? Why do you know these people?
the whole point of him was he's like a lone wanderer. Like he's just a ranger. He just wanders around doing stuff.
Did Gandalf know? I mean, he was in the High Council, wasn't he? Like, the Elf Council.
Aragorn? No.
The Fellowship Council.
No.
Was he
Oh, the
not?
Fellowship
Yeah,
Council?
Fellowship
Yes,
Council.
because that's with everyone though.
Yeah.
That's because he was with Frodo.
True,
Like
yeah,
he dealt with
yeah,
the
of
ring
course.
wraiths, which you can.
Of course.
That's the one thing you can question. It's like, okay, how does he know how to deal with the ring
Did you
wraiths?
know what ring rates are?
Um. Oh, also apparently, I didn't know this. Apparently, at the end of the Lord of the Rings books, and I saw this one tweet that I thought was kind of funny that said they cut the best part out of Lord of the
Oh,
Rings.
when they invaded the Hobbits, Saruman?
Yeah, when they
Yeah.
go, Saruman actually doesn't die in the Two Towers. He goes back and invades the Hobbit, or invades the Shire, and then the
Yeah.
Hobbits come back and reconquer the Shire. And what he said was kind of facts. I disagree that it's the best part of the whole thing, but he was like, it shows that like the whole point of the Lord of the Rings was like showing how these characters, like all these hobbits, like they can do what they put their mind to. Like they can really like
Yeah, there's late stones.
yeah, exactly. But like, if they put the work in, they dedicate themselves, like they can get that done.
Also, like, John Bombadil? He's a character in the books. Hobbits meet him. He's basically like a god. He's supposed to be, like Tolkien.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like
And like they made
explain
him like
further.
in early in Fellowship. And he's kind of just like he's invincible and stuff.
What do you mean by
He can do whatever he
invincible?
wants.
What do you mean by invincible?
Like he can like he's like the ultimate magician almost. Stronger than Gandalf and anyone.
Really?
Yeah,
Wait, sorry, what was his name again?
John Bombadil.
John Bob.
John Bombadil.
No,
I
that's
think
a
it was John. Maybe I know it's definitely Bombadil.
no, that's a Lord of the Rings name.
Yep. Okay. Movie significant to us.
Mm, okay, Lord of the Rings. For me, I know we were just talking about it, but first, like, quote unquote adult movie I can remember watching is back when I was a wee lad. Um, I remember on the VCR watching the first Lord of the Rings movie at my cottage.
Does Lord of the Rings count? Does Star Wars count then?
It's significant to us. It like
No,
you
like as an adult movie.
know comparatively no. Lord of the Rings, the first one.
Yeah, people getting stabbed and stuff.
Okay,
Star Wars, people still dying, ships blowing up.
Lord of the Rings has language, more suggestive themes, um, and also because of the time, gore.
Yeah, I guess.
In you remember
The swords versus blasters and suits,
you
yeah.
remember the oh, and the only death you actually see on screen in the first trilogy from a lightsaber, Ben Kenobi disappears. Like they wouldn't do that in Lord of the Rings. In Lord of the Rings, they would just show someone getting a sword driven through them
Is that the only death?
from a lightsaber in the original trilogy. I'm not counting.
Really?
I'm not counting deflecting
Yeah,
blasters.
now that
Like
I think
I'm
about
trying to
it.
think. I don't think so. I don't think Ben.
Oh no, no, no. Luke cut up some of Jabba's minions in episode 6 for sure.
Oh, but still, they kind of just fall, don't they?
Yeah, you don't really see like any gore at
And I
all.
think Lord of the Rings actually is rated R.
Interesting.
But in the when who the other two hobbits? There's four hobbits. There's Sam, Frodo, and who? Who are the, do you remember the other two? Like their names?
Uh,
Merry and Pippin.
Bilbo said, yeah, Merry and Pippin.
Okay. You know when they get kidnapped by the orcs?
Yeah.
Okay. In that scene, like some orc gets his head cut off. When it's the fight with the orcs and the urks. Um. uh some orc gets his head cut off and all of them start eating the orc and like guts start flying. Like even though that's not like gory,
It's not realistic guts,
oh
but it's still guts.
it's gore.
Yeah, true.
And not to mention the the army scenes, the battles.
I mean, speaking of gore, one of the horror movies,
Yeah, we'll go to do you have any movies that are significant to you before we go to like horrors?
Star Wars for sure.
Okay, why is
Just
it
because it was a big part of my life. Not just the movies, but like I had the Legos. I played the game. I made board games about Star Wars. Like
it
very,
was a
very big.
huge thing growing up.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, proper. Okay, what horror movies do you like? When I say horror movies, what do you think of?
Two or three come to mind. They're kind of different. We got like The Thing,
Which
great
one?
movie. Not the black and white
John
one, the
Carpenter?
first colored one.
The one with Kurt Russell. Like not the like 2010 one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know
the
what you mean.
'80s one.
Yeah, the good one.
Yeah, the good one. And then I heard the black and white one's pretty good too, though. But
But
it's too old.
the best one.
Yeah. And then I got The Shining, great psychological horror movie.
I would say I would say thriller on the edge of horror.
Really, Shining? I feel
Oh
like it's
no no
mostly
no
like a
no
suspenseful
no
buildup of horror.
psychological horror. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And then Blair Witch Project.
Classic. That was one of the movies I was gonna say. Blair Witch
Uh,
revolutionized the genre.
yeah, the first person view.
Yep, found footage, not even
Oh
first
yeah, yeah,
person.
found footage.
The whole just
People thought that was actually real for a
yeah.
minute.
And no, I could totally like at the time, I could totally see that, like believing that, like oh what the there's a movie about a college science project. They found this footage. Like what? It's super
Yeah,
interesting.
yep.
Um,
What do you think? What do you think the ending of that movie is? There's a lot of theories.
I don't know. I'm 50-50 on there actually was a witch. and 50-50 on. Okay, wait, sorry, modified. 50-50 on it was a prank, and after like they go, and 50-50 on I think there was multiple endings to this. I think one of the endings is there it's a prank and then the witch actually shows up. I think, but I'm not sure.
I'm leaning towards they just murdered her. It was all like a trap.
Hmm. I don't know. I haven't heard that a lot. I've heard that a bit, but I haven't really heard that.
I think it's a really cool theory. And like, you know how they just threw away the map and compass. Maybe they didn't throw it away. They still had it, and it was all part of the plan. They just walked around the forest for a bit, for like a couple weeks, like start hallucinating, trigger the night, and bring it to the murder spot, and boom, right there.
Yeah, that does make sense. Mm, I really like Scream. Scream was the first. I
It's
think
like
it was.
slasher thriller.
Yeah, still talking about like influential themes or influential movies.
So many parodies
In the
off
horror
it
genre,
too.
yep, a lot.
Scary movie, of
I think it
course.
was the first, what's considered the first teen slasher.
Yes, I believe I heard that.
It's a classic, my favorite, probably my favorite horror movie. Not one of my favorite movies, because, in terms of movies, it's not the greatest. There's movies I enjoy
It's
more.
like an entertainment movie,
Yeah, like, I've seen it a dozen times.
not a hits the heart movie.
Yeah, I've seen it a dozen times. I could sit down any day of the week and watch it.
And the twist is cool. The two people behind
Yep,
the mask. Yep,
it's amazing. Just the whole
great
classic
idea.
who done it. Like,
I don't think that's been done before, specifically with that.
yeah, just the whole, like, I don't mean to make this brain rotty, but basically Among Us. Like, oh, like
Kind of, yeah, yeah.
who's this
Who's the
who's this
killer? Who's the
killer?
killer?
Yeah, more like Mafia. Among Us is more like The Thing.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
More like Mafia. It's like, like, who is this? And then the whole twist of like, the guy that is one of the killers gets killed in a previous scene. I don't know if you remember this. Um, Not. Do you remember like character names?
Not really, no.
Okay. Uh, Sue. He was the killer that gets revealed first. Um, he kills the second killer in a previous scene to make it
Oh yeah, it
seem.
was fake. Yeah,
Yeah.
like they got the killer.
No. It's like it's at the final like showdown, quote unquote. Like the movie ends at a party and Ghostface comes and kills a bunch of people.
Mm.
Um, at that party, they killed the person that the main character thought was like possibly the killer. So like threw her off a bit,
Yeah,
and then
it
he
wasn't her.
it wasn't him, or it was like, oh, it wasn't him. What? Who is it?
It was two people.
And then he comes back to life.
Oh
Like
yeah,
like
yeah,
like they thought we as the audience thought he died,
yeah.
and now he's back and he's a killer.
True.
It's crazy.
Any other horror movies come to mind?
I'm trying to think.
Let's move on to Disney.
Yeah,
I really like Cars. Cars is so
Cars, classic movie. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, Cars is a good trilogy as well.
true.
Second movie kind of is a little bit random,
It's still
but
so
I like it.
entertaining.
Oh, I know.
And the lemon party joke.
Oh my god, it's amazing. Cars and the trilogies, amazing films.
I love the Cars world.
What?
I wonder where do planes live? Those are not.
Yeah, where do? Amazing movie as well. Planes,
Yep.
underrated film.
Definitely.
Oh, I saw a TikTok recently. It was like no one in the world ever likes a movie called Planes. No, Planes was
Planes
a
is
good
goated.
movie. The part,
So good.
the part where he like crashes in the ocean. It's like, oh my
Yeah.
god, he's.
The
it's-
Duster beats the Jets.
Yeah,
The
it's like,
Duster beats the
yeah,
Jets.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's such a.
Underdog movie for
Yeah,
sure.
it's so good. And same as Cars.
Yep.
Like, oh, it's
I don't think Cars is an underdog movie. Lightning McQueen is like the best already at the beginning. And he gets brought down into the village, fucks up, has to do all this shit, and learns.
he gets humbled.
He gets humbled, yeah.
It's a character journey.
Yes.
It's not necessarily. He's number one. He's number one in skill, in a way.
Not number one in
In a way,
integrity.
dropping his ego will make him reach that 101%.
And you got that sick drifting now too.
Yeah.
Yep. All because of Doc.
Yeah, it was more of a character journey. He didn't learn as much driving skills. Actually, he did, because for the second movie, like he knew how to drive on dirt and all that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it was more like a character journey. Like it was all like he humbled himself.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the movie, the whole reason he's in Radiator Springs is because he fell asleep listening to music and fell out of his car. Like
Facts.
he's just some lazy celebrity, literally.
Yeah.
Like
The lazy
yeah.
celebrity.
Now
And he did a shitty job trying to pave the road.
yeah, now he literally gets put on parole. Like
Yep.
he can't leave. Like
It's like he's a drunk.
yeah, it's just it is actually like a really good story.
And they could have easily made that with like a race car driver. But no,
Oh yeah, and like
they made it actual
and
cars.
made it if they made it with a race car driver and wasn't like a kids movie.
It would still be a good movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they could do it so
Well,
well.
maybe not the second one.
Oh,
we won't get into
oh,
it.
yeah.
Second one only works because it's Mater.
Oh yeah. What do you think about newer Disney and Pixar? I think Pixar has really improved like what they've been able to do with their projects, and like the uniqueness they've been able to like push is incredible. But I think their movies have what's the opposite of improved? I'm front. I can't think.
Gotten worse.
Yeah. I think they've gotten worse over the years. Like I think they've
Agreed.
like I think
Yeah,
it's
they used to have ants and bugs.
yeah. Like
And now they have
like Bugs was amazing. I don't care about even though I've heard it's actually a pretty good movie. I don't care about Inside Out 2. I don't care about Zootopia 2.
yeah, Zootopia and Inside Out, they're the only two like decent movies recently.
Okay, Zootopia was pretty good.
Like it's only like good,
Yeah.
decent, like,
But like
not a letdown.
like what I would love is
Bambi 2.
crazy. I would love if they did like a realistic Pixar movie. Like what I mean is like
Live action?
no. What I mean is like why does the whole plot of the movie have to be the emotions of a kid? Like
What, making an adult?
make it have it like you know have it some comedy, not adult comedy.
Cars.
Imagine Cars, but it was a person
Do you
driving
think
it.
kids would like that though?
Yeah, depending on what they do, yeah.
Maybe they do like a night.
Think of Big Hero 6. I think Big Hero 6 is amazing.
I mean, that's a kid.
Okay, but no, what I mean is just not, some blah.
Yeah,
Not some,
not like some
not some organic character. Like, give me a person. Give me,
True.
like, a character that, like, kids can, like, go, like, dress up as Halloween. That's a good way of putting it. Like,
And something iconic,
like, respect for
not just filler trash.
yeah, not necessarily trash, but, like,
Filler.
give me realistic animation. Like, you know,
Like
my
a good old Disney princess.
yes, like exactly. Like my kid, for example, if I have one, my kid going as Anger for Halloween is crazy.
That would be
If my
crazy.
kid went as like
Shrek.
no, Shrek actually is a good example, or the kid from Big Hero 6, like with the like superhero
What if he went as the
costume.
Blob
I mean,
from Big Hero 6?
you
The
can
robot.
obviously you can do that. That's a good costume, but like for the sake of just like something iconic, like a human character.
Or the chick with the spinning blades, the yellow one.
I can't remember Big Hero 6. To be fair,
Fair.
I remember the villain. Wasn't he like a guy with like a white and red mask?
Yeah, kind of.
No,
He's a businessman. And he sold the nanobots. Which, now we actually have in real life, so. Goddamn.
Yeah.
And brain chips. Wait.
Not yet. We're
Oh,
working
bro,
on
we
it.
do. There's people with them.
Okay, yes, but
They
there's
literally
only
have auto aim.
there's only 2 people with them. And one of the guys, you want to know what video game he's playing?
What?
fucking civilization. Get out of here with your auto aim. He's auto
Okay,
clicking
but
his.
the other guy,
He's auto clicking his troops to move a couple
I
fucking
don't think
spaces.
one guy said like it feels unfair. 'Cause the thing just moves before you even actually consciously thinks it.
Yeah,
Because reading is unconscious.
that was the that was the guy that plays Civ.
Oh, that was the Civ guy?
Yeah.
I swear I saw footage of him playing shooters.
It could
He
it
was
could
just one tapping.
it could have been the same guy. It easily could have been the same guy. But I remember that like this was a huge thing that like the guy with whatever it was could sit down and play Civ for 3 hours. Like he was never he couldn't play any games. Now he can play this super long like time draining game.
True. It's supposed to like help you like paralyze people move their limbs and stuff, which is great.
That was the other thing I saw. I think the guy was walking after he had his back broken from the waist down.
It's nice. I'm just worried like when we start connecting to the internet, that'll be fucked.
No, I think that'll be awesome.
Think about like hackers,
Oh, you know, that'll be crazy. But also think about how the side.
government control,
Okay.
and
Oh,
monitoring.
yeah, no.
They
Obviously,
can monitor your thoughts.
obviously that's crazy. You have to take that into account. But also, like, at the same time, think of the hackers. Think of the cybersecurity. If you have, in a sense, if you have a smartphone in your phone, like,
Oh, that's literally
literally
Like-
cyberpunk.
like we literally have telekinesis and everything.
Yeah, I would love that.
We already have all of the human information and knowledge, recorded human information and knowledge in our pockets, and now it's gonna be just in our brains.
I mean, dude, we have prosthetics that literally are just an arm that we can move with our mind.
Yeah, we can just think
Like-
about it. It moves. Yep.
Like, respectfully,
There's definitely a lot of good stuff.
once that gets advanced, what's stopping us from doing that cosmetically? That's literally cyberpunk.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool. I think
Should
having.
get back to movies.
Oh yeah, we should get back to it. I mean, this is great for the podcast. For talking
Of course,
about stuff.
of
How
course.
long? How long have we
We're
been
at
going?
42 minutes.
Oh, okay, that's nice. I thought we were going for way longer. That's good. You have anything else to talk about Disney and Pixar? Are we
Underrated movies. I think we always talked about that.
under it?
You have anything else to add?
I think Rango is criminally underrated.
Mango is very good.
Really good movie. Like people do give
People
it.
forgot about it.
People do give it credit, but I think they need to give it more credit.
Yeah, people forgot
The-
about that movie for sure.
It's so great. Do you have waters in the fridge?
Yes.
The like voice acting performance of Johnny Depp and just like all the characters, to be honest. My favorite character, Jake the Snake, classic. And like it's a western.
Oh yeah, so sick.
Like-
It's like a kid's cartoon western. Very sick.
And just everything, the whole showdown with the burn.
Okay. We talked about sci-fi. We talked about Lord of the Rings. War movies.
War movies. I have not seen in a long time, but have you seen Fury?
I have the tank one.
Yes.
Good movie.
Amazing movie. It's the first movie that I can think of that has Shia LaBeouf in it. I can't think of any other movies.
Really?
Yeah, I literally can't think of any other movies that he's in. But he's amazing in the movie.
Of course.
There's John Berthal. There's I can't remember his name, but I think there's the guy that plays Percy Jackson, Brad Pitt.
Oh yeah,
obviously.
yep. Brad Pitt too.
No, amazing movie. What did you like about the movie? What I liked,
The tank scenes are always awesome. Of course, the battle scenes.
for me, I liked the dynamic of all of them.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
how like in the beginning they sort of the new guy, like he sort of had a tiny bit of chemistry, but it was more like he's just interacting with them, interacting with
Yeah,
each other.
They have a group.
Yeah.
Then
But at the end, like you
they're
know,
all one big family.
yeah, they all die together and they're all happy.
Yep.
Oh wait, do all of them die?
I
Or
don't
does
remember.
I know? I think a lot.
Some of them die. Yeah. I know. Have you watched Dunkirk?
I have not. Plane movie, right?
No, it's just about You know what Dunkirk is?
Sort of. I know World War II, right?
Yeah, and then when the Germans invaded France successfully, all the British troops got stuck, and civilians came and like helped all the troops get back. They saved millions. So it's just about that. And it's like not too much dialogue. It's mostly visuals, but it's so good.
What type, like, is it like, you know, combat in a city? Like, what
all
Talk
everything.
talk
There's
to me
like
because
walking through an empty
I
city.
don't know about this movie. So
Yeah, there's a little bit of comedy on the city. It's a lot on the beach. There's plane fights. There's stuff on boats. There's like a big tanker that starts sinking, and you watch one character tries to escape. That was really sick.
okay, what type of like cinematography is it? Like is it
Oh, it was all practical effects too.
it's
That's the
all
craziest part.
practical
Yep.
effects? That's always
They used a
impressive to do.
they sank a real battleship.
That's always amazing to do. That's practical effects, even though like it's always so much harder to do,
Yep.
it's so worth it.
That
It's
was the whole point of
always
the movie was to have a practical effect for one movie.
no, it's amazing when people put the effort into it, like the Oppenheimer nuke. Have you seen
I
Oppenheimer?
haven't. I really have to watch that.
What?
I know.
Okay,
I saw the Barbie movie. I didn't see Oppenheimer.
okay. What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I think the nuke scene could have been done better. It was good, but like I can't remember what
It ain't no Indiana Jones mixing.
like
The
I think like the best parts of the scene was the build.
build
God
up.
damn, the build up and when it detonated because after like 2 or 3 seconds, I think they muted the sound and it was just like the sound of like your ears ringing,
Hmm.
um and uh after like 3 seconds, then the sound came back and like to me the whole explosion scene in Oppenheimer like the explosion was the least important part.
Yeah, it was about
It
the
was
whole
not
story, the build up.
like no, I mean in the explosion scene, like in the specific like
Okay.
where they tested the nuke. Um, I just feel like the build up and the after was way bigger in the
In
scene.
the actual movie.
Yeah,
Okay. That's good.
and I think like the explosion is out of focus as well, just for the pure point of showing
Like how powerful it is.
yeah, and like we were just talking about practical explosion as
Yep.
well.
And now nukes are like thousands of times even more
Oh my
powerful.
God, so the nuke would wipe out a country, like flat.
Well, I don't know, like a small country, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like
no.
one nuke
Oh
could
yeah.
wipe out America.
Oh yeah.
Right? Maybe California.
Yeah.
Have you seen Saving Private Ryan? Classic.
I haven't. I really need to watch it. How? Okay, wait. Why do you think it's such like people consider it such a good movie? Have you seen it?
Yes, it
What?
is. It's pretty realistic for World War II.
Like talk to me. Talk to me like everything about the movie.
There's this one scene in the beginning
I
where
know
they're like
the.
raiding the beach.
Oh, I've
That
seen.
was so sick.
That's. I started the movie. That's the only. That's as far as I got before I was like. Oh, I think I was probably high, and that's as far as I got before I was like, okay, like I have to sit down and watch
Yeah,
this.
but that was a crazy,
Oh yeah, insane.
crazy scene.
Isn't there? Is it where the guys? I think the guy stands up and he picks up his own arm. Like,
Yeah,
oh my god, it's a classic scene.
and that like a lot of real soldiers said that yeah, that's pretty realistic.
Mhm.
And then the whole movie's about they're saving Private Ryan. His all his brothers died, so he was supposed to get sent back. So they sent six guys to go get one, and they're like, "Oh, well, why are we risking six people's lives to save one?" And when they get there, the guy's like, "No, I don't even want to leave. I want to stay here and fight with my boys." And that's what they did.
Oh, so the whole point. Okay, wait. So the whole point of the movie is they're going to save Private Ryan.
Yeah.
And the whole time they're like questioning, like the whole point of them going, like, oh, this is just one guy.
Yeah.
What?
That was a
What
big
the
part
heck?
of it.
Like, is this even worth it? Like, da 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 da, we're risking our lives. And then when they get there, he's just like, nah, fuck it, G, we ball.
Yeah.
And so they keep fighting.
Yep. And they like stayed there, and they were like defending a bridge.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, you're not convincing me that this is a good movie. This just seems like obviously it
Well,
must be good.
the scenery is good, and like all the scenes are good. They find this one German guy one time. Then they were like arguing, all like, should we just kill him? No, just let him go. Stuff like that.
Oh, so okay, so
It was all the little stuff in between that stuff.
this might be absolutely crazy, but you're telling me Saving Private Ryan. It's like Cars. It's a character-driven movie, and it's all about the growth of the characters.
Yes. And then you also learn how they were like all just normal people Like one of them was a
Yeah.
teacher, one of them was a mechanic, and now they're like, oh, well, the school teacher is now running the whole group here.
Okay. Okay, that is interesting. And also, unironically, I did make a good comparison. Like in
It
a
was a
way of
good
trying to
comparison.
understand
Yeah,
how the movie is.
yeah, it's a character-driven movie
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
wrap back to something we said,
Anything, anything else to input?
Mm, what do you think is the best TV show?
TV show.
Like the best TV show, not favorite.
See, Breaking Bad is like a pretty
Really?
easy pick.
I have a hot take. I think you haven't seen the show, but I've been egging you to see it. I think Snowfall is better than Breaking Bad.
So, what's that about again?
So you're familiar with the 80s crack epidemic or
Yeah.
whatever it was. Basically the whole point of it is it's a 19-year-old this might sound kind of blunt, but 19-year-old black kid selling coke in his neighborhood.
Okay.
He's like a genuinely like smart kid, uh, basically going bad, breaking bad. That like he just kind of the education system failed him,
I see.
so he's been forced to do.
Interesting. I
Like
should check that out then. Yeah.
it's a really good show. It's amazing. I think it falls off in the later seasons, but no, it's really good
Okay.
show.
I also really like the first four seasons of Game of Thrones are like perfect, and the
I
second four seasons it falls off bad. It turns into an actually bad TV show.
Oh, that's.
They
Did you
rush
see?
everything.
Did you see? Speaking of Game of Thrones, who's the author of Game of Thrones again?
The books, George R. R. Martin.
Uh, he was talking recently on an interview. He was talking about the show House of Dragons. Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen the first season.
Okay,
It's
so
like a prequel.
he somewhat spoiled the next. He somewhat spoiled season 3 and confirmed they're doing a season 4.
Okay.
He said in an interview that like basically he thinks the show is terrible.
Really?
Like they're changing stuff.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, that's fine.
He not word for word, but I'm pretty sure I'm not even that far. He basically was like, if you think it's bad now, just wait till season 3 and 4.
Ooh, that's not.
Yeah.
When's this guy gonna finish his fucking books?
That's what I'm saying. He also recently
Wasn't he
said
supposed to finish his book like years ago?
so long ago.
Like he said like 10 years ago. He's gonna finish the next book in 3 years. And didn't say anything about it
He
yet.
also said in COVID he was writing a page a day.
Yeah, where's that page there?
Yeah.
Is this a 20,000 page long book? What's going
Yeah,
on?
like if anything, this last book has to, because isn't there technically 2 more books in the series, or supposed to be?
This is one of the 2 next books, yeah.
If anything, he should write a big book and have that be the last book. You know what I mean? Like at this point, like
He's probably adding so much more stuff though. That's the thing. And also because it's like a point of view book, right? Each chapter is a different person's first point of view.
I know that like aren't half the Starks still alive, but like
No.
in the really. Oh.
Have you seen it?
No, I'm talking about the books. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
The show?
They're all not all of them, but like a lot of them are dead.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I thought there's more alive in the books than in the movies.
No.
Or shows.
Actually, there's this thing about the wife. She kind of becomes a ghost for a little bit, and they took that out of the show, which I think was actually a good idea. That would have just leave the dead characters dead. I think it makes it work. That kind of took away from other characters that died, didn't become a ghost. Yeah, a lot of characters died in Game of Thrones.
Okay. Good.
Even some characters that are like, they get hyped up to be like a main character, and then they die very quickly. That happens too.
That's so tough. I saw that. I saw them. Is Jamie Lannister the Kingslayer?
Yes. He's still alive.
I saw that they completely ruined. I've only seen up to the episode after the Red Wedding. So I think the end of season 3.
Yeah.
Because I think the Red Wedding is like episode 8 or something.
Yeah.
But also not. I saw that they completely ruined Jaime Lannister's whole character arc, like throughout the whole
Oh yeah,
series.
he goes back to Cersei.
No,
Right at the end.
no, not even that part. With one line, they've ruined his whole character. So the whole time they're like redeeming him, like he's kind of a a rude, terrible guy.
Yeah.
In the beginning, and the whole time like you're getting sympathy for him. Like what would you do? One guy versus a whole city, like that whole decision. Um, and then apparently, towards the end of the show, there's one scene where he like looks over to someone. I think it's Cersei, and he goes, "Did I really care about those people in the end?" Or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, that was so stupid.
That just ruins his
Yeah,
entire character.
I mean the TV show directors they all made that shit up.
Oh yeah.
That's definitely not even.
Oh yeah.
That's insane.
But like, you just made his entire every single scene that you talk about, that he talks about, like, oh, what would you do in my situation? Da, da, da. Just make that like so stupid now.
Also, I don't think they were. I don't think his character arc was like one of redemption. I think his action of killing the king was already justified.
No, not redemption. Okay, he's
More
not.
like he became.
He is not. He's being accepted there.
Yeah.
Acceptance.
Yeah, he's being more
But
accepted.
in the end, like, he just.
Then he just like, oh, actually, it was all bullshit.
Yeah, I was gonna
What?
say he just bullshitted his way
Yeah, that's-
to being accepted.
They really threw the bag with
Yeah.
everything.
If anything, they could have made him a really strong character. If it's like, okay, like now we understand his character. Like he was like, when people didn't know him, he's just like, oh, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
We hate him. Now it's like, okay, like he's a sick guy. Like he did what all of us would do. Like we would do it anyways. But like, it's way heavier with him talking about
Yeah.
like.
Especially because his arm got chopped off too. And he had like totally changed after that.
Oh yeah, that humbled him so much.
Yep.
I've been meaning to watch Game of Thrones, but also at the same time,
You know it's gonna be ass at the end.
I know it's gonna be terrible.
It's
And
hard
from
to
what you're
fight.
telling me, the last four, you're saying the first four are good, the last four are bad. I have one season left.
I think
You know what I
5
mean?
and 6 are like entertaining, but it's like the seeds are being planted for the garbage that's coming up. Like that you can't change it
Is
because all the new stuff starts in season
is
5.
season 6? What's the war with Jon Snow and Ramsay Bolton?
Yeah, that was season 6.
Okay.
That was the 6th scene.
Okay,
Although in the context of the whole story, it was a little stupid, but like it was a really sick war to watch.
especially what's his name? Who's the guy that Ramsay's just banking
Oh yeah,
everything?
he just
That's so stupid.
one of the Stark kids, yeah. Like he was gone for the whole time. Oh look, he's a teenager, dead. It's like I mean, and they just made that up. That's probably not gonna be in the books either.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, do you have anything do you want to touch up on, or is this how long have we been running for? Is this,
We're an hour in. Seems like a good place to end.
we're an hour in. Wow,
Yeah.
I feel like 15 minutes since I last asked about how long.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right. Well, I think it's a good place to wrap it up.
I hope everyone enjoyed watching.
Yeah. Please subscribe and click notifications. Comment what your favorite movie is if you made it to the end, of
and
course.
TV show.
Yes, and or TV show, because
True.
we have to respect that cinema.
True.
And we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
All right.
Bye, guys.